8 years ago, and I got contacted by someone, me, and I was working at a different food magazine at that time called Everyday Food, and I got an email from someone who was like, would you be interested to come in? And I was like, of course. Adam Rappaport had just become the new editor. There was like a lot of change. There was a lot of new people coming on board. And I came in to do an interview, and I walked out sure I would not get the job. But they hired me as features editor, and then I moved more onto the food side over the next 3 or 4 years, and eventually became food director, overseeing the whole test kitchen. And yeah, it's great to work at a place where you get to keep moving on and having a new job without having to go to a new place of work. Would I recommend culinary school or just go straight into working in kitchens? It depends. I went to culinary school and I was really happy to have that experience. I think if you work in the right kind of kitchen where there's people there who are really committed to teaching you good habits and growing you in your career as a cook and a chef, then you can get a great education as an employee. The nice thing about being a student is that all the work that you do is for yourself. Oh, okay. He's already telling me to go faster.
No, what's your dream back-to-back guest?
Who's my dream back-to-back guest? I don't know. I have a weird, unexplained obsession with Harry Styles right now. So right now, I dream of Harry Styles. Curly hair routine. Sorry, I get this a lot. Okay. I'm sorry to say that it's going to be disappointing. I wash my hair very infrequently. I have learned from my hair cutter, Holly Smith, who's the greatest person in the world, to follow her, Holly with an I. Don't touch your hair, and definitely don't touch it when it's in between soaking wet and starting to be dry. Don't touch it. And then water you have to think of water as a hair product. So water pushes I wanted my hair to be kind of over to the side today, although it didn't really take. Make the water push your hair where you want it, and then imagine getting out of a pool with your hair soaking wet like that. And don't turban upside down because you're making your hair go opposite of the way it grows. Why would you want your hair to go opposite of the direction? And get one of those synthetic towels and blot. Just blot. That's the curly hair routine.
If you could cook for anybody, who would you cook for?
If I could cook for anybody, Michelle and Barack. Duh.
Who would you bring with you on a deserted island?
Who would I bring with me on a deserted island? But I can't have my family?
No.
No? I would bring a chicken, and I would keep it happy so I could have eggs every day on my deserted island. Is that a person?
That's fine.
Okay.
A lot of Cosmo love.
Oh, Cosmo is he's just, wow. I'm glad people watch the Warheads thing. I was there that day. I almost died. I'm going to sign the first book.
Who is your favorite gay person of all time?
Of all time? Does Michelangelo count?
Sure.
Favorite gay of all time? Oh my God, such a hard question. There's just so many great gays to go around, you know? I'll have to think. I'll get back to greatest gay later. I never met a gay I didn't like. Get right down to it.
What's your favorite dim sum dish?
Favorite dim sum dish is I love the turnip cake, and you get the black vinegar and the really dark soy, and it has little nuggets of meats in it. Love that. I love that texture, that gummy, chewy. Well, I signed one book. So if you're just joining us, I have to do this. Leo said I didn't do enough infomercial-y stuff last time. I'll keep it brief. If you're just joining us, I'm signing books. There's 200 copies. If you go through the link in my profile or in my story or on my Twitter, that'll take you to the page where you can pre-order these exact same ones with the orange pen. I signed in purple last time, right? So you'll know that you're in wave 2. And they're about $23 or $24, and I have 200 copies. And last time we did this, we sold out in an hour. So if you want one, Okay, questions.
Most overrated ingredient.
Most overrated ingredient. Ketchup? I don't care for ketchup that much.
What did you have for breakfast?
I just had a date. I had a medjool
terrible.
date. I know. I had a cup of tea and I had a medjool date. It's not really a breakfast. I'm about to send...
What dessert should I do today?
What dessert should you do today? Make the salted rosemary shortbreads that I just did for Food 52. They're really easy and they're really fast and they hold really well. I might make them today for a party I'm going to tomorrow.
Someone already has a book and is wondering if you're gonna do any meet and greet.
I've thought about it. I've actually thought about just like going and finding a park bench somewhere and sitting there and having people come who already have books. Is that a good idea? Should I do that? It's chilly this time of year though.
What are your feelings on truffle oil?
I don't care for truffle oil because it's like synthetic truffle flavor and it can be just even like the tiniest little bit can be so overpowering. So handle with caution.
What chefs inspired you when you were growing up?
It's a lot of books. Chefs who inspired me when I was growing up, Two Hot Tamales, because I used to watch Food Network and they were on, and I thought they were hilarious, and I learned a lot watching them, actually. My first chefs that I had when I worked in restaurants were extremely impactful, and the first restaurant I worked for, it was this guy named Remy Lavande, who is still a chef, and he works in California now, and he taught me, like, he reinforced everything I learned in school with technique and repetition. And he also taught just like really good practice of cleanliness and how to rotate food so it didn't go bad and how to, I don't know, every ingredient, every beautiful ingredient you could imagine came through that kitchen. And a lot of times it was my job to clean it. And when you like get the 20-pound box of beautiful chanterelle mushrooms and you have to clean all of them and touch them, I think it really like established why I love and get connected to and feel inspired by just the ingredient before anything has happened to it, and it makes you excited about what you're gonna do.
What's your favorite knife set?
I don't like knife sets. Don't get a knife set. You guys got to see Peg. Hold on. Peggy has. Oh my God, Peg. Honestly, it's not about you. It's like such a cat thing. I don't like knife sets because they're kind of like cookware sets. They're always going to have things that you don't actually need or want or use. So you should buy the knives that you really need and make your own set out of them. And then you don't need like 12 dumb serrated things with a plastic handle. So get yourself a good 8 or 9 inch chef's knife or slicing knife. You need like a 6-inch utility knife for all of your vegetable preparation. And then I would say a serrated, like a good bread, really good serrated knife. I signed another book.
Do you have any other niche passions?
Niche passions? I mean, I like lifting weights, but I hurt myself the other day, so I'm pretty mad at the person who helped me hurt myself.
Back-to-back with your trainer.
Oh, back-to-back with my trainer? Like, not the show? You just want to actually stand back-to-back with him? Yeah.
What to do if you're allergic to carrots?
Oh, that's fine. I mean, the problem with being allergic to carrots is that they end up in so many soups and stocks. And so then they're in an invisible ingredient and a lot of things. But if you're cooking for yourself, what carrots are bringing is like a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of earthiness, which honestly, you just use a little bit more carrot. I mean, not carrot. Don't use carrot. You're allergic. Use a little more onion or use like half a parsnip or some celery's bringing something different. Fennel is a great thing. It's got a lot of sweetness to it. It would be hard in a restaurant because carrots end up in like so much random liquid.
How did your trainer's pie go?
It went really well. He was proud of himself. He said it took 3 days and 3 nights to make, but it was very sweet. He actually was making the pie to give to a friend so that she could bring a pie to a Thanksgiving dinner. So it was like a real pay it forward pie, if you know what I mean. And he said it went really well. We've been working on pie skills for about the 2 years that I've known him. So he's had some practice. He believes in the roll it out method, and we've FaceTimed.
What's the new cookbook going to be about?
Terrific question. Been working on it. It's 100 recipes in the new cookbook, and it'll be out in 2 years, so stay with me. And I'm breaking it up between how you cook like Monday through Thursday when you've got school or work or just like more of lifey life stuff going on, and then chapters on how we cook Friday on the weekend, because I think people don't cook necessarily by ingredient, which is how I structured my first book, but we cook based on like what opportunity we have in front of us, what mood we're in, whether people are coming over, whether we feel, sorry, my battery is low, so that's great timing. So I really want to talk about how to use time when you're cooking a recipe, like cooking the longest thing first, because while that's cooking, you can do other things and just be super efficient.
You got to do a new commercial.
New commercial? Are people like, what are we doing here? I have 200 copies of my book, Where Cooking Begins. I'm signing them IRL right now, Q&Aing with you wonderful people. And if you go to my story or my profile, swipe up, the books that I'm signing today are being sold for pre-order through that website. So while we're talking, I'm signing those signed copies, which are hard to get out in the real world in different parts of the country. You can't order them on Amazon, but you can order them through this seller, the books. Wow, he is taskmaster.
What do you eat in a day?
It depends on the day. I always drink tea in the morning, so that's the first thing that I have. Black tea with milk. And then yesterday I was developing recipes at home, so I had chicken and rice, and then I had black lentils with greens and marinated feta for a different recipe, and then I had a red cabbage salad for another recipe, and then I went to a friend's house and had chicken and vinegar for dinner. So it just depends what's going on and where I am and what recipes I'm around. If I'm in the Bon Appetit test kitchen, all bets are off. It could be, who knows? You could be eating a gourmet Skittle. You just don't know what's happening there.
Sorry. Where'd the bangs go, Mom?
Yeah, I'm going to bring the bangs back. So they grew out. The bangs are here now. See? See the rest of the hair? I got a little sick of them in the summer because it was just like so hot up there. So I started growing them out because then I could pull my hair back. But I miss them. And I mentioned my hair cutter earlier, Holly. I'm going to go see her and bring those bangs back. You know the saying, bring that bang back.
What's on your Christmas menu?
Christmas menu? We're going to New Orleans.
Okay, what's on your Christmas Eve menu?
We're doing Feast of Seven Fishes, like we always do. Do you guys want to hear what's on the Feast of Seven Missions? Feast of Seven Missions. We'll wait to find out if you really want to hear that. Oh my God, the worst picture I've seen of myself is definitely go through any of the thumbnails on YouTube because they're funny, but they're not flattering and it's messed up. I have no say in those.
Yes, please, fish. Yes,
okay,
please,
fish. Okay. First we have a seafood salad.
You can't do that. You gotta go faster than that.
Frutti di mare. And it's got shrimp and scallops and calamari, but we like to call it calamari. And a little celery and parsley, olive oil, lemon. It's delicious. Cold. Then we have linguine with clams. Then we have the bacala course. Bacala is salted dried cod that then you bring back to life through the magic power of water. And my mom makes a fritter and she makes a salad with that with green olives and cherry tomatoes. And then also a brandade, which is like whipped with potato. Then we have a whole roasted fish. Then we have a ricotta cheesecake. So good. Sounds weird.
Wait, what?
I mean, yeah, ricotta and wheat berry cheesecake.
Do you? What
happened?
are you doing in New Orleans?
Well, some of us are going on a swamp tour. Are you going on the swamp tour, Leo?
I will not be attending the swamp
So
tour.
I think, I hope my husband's not watching this or any of my family members. I think that while they're on the swamp tour, we're going to go have beignets or something like fun like that.
Great.
I don't know. We're going to eat around. I haven't been there in 25 years. So if you have New Orleans recommendations, send them through.
Perfect way to cook and peel a boiled egg.
Do you want it hard cooked or jammy? Get back to me.
What? No, go to the swamp.
Swamp?
Okay, we're going to
Really?
swamp.
We're going to swamp? Gators?
Are buffaloes cows?
Yes, female cattle. They're female. Wait, they're the buffalo? No, the buffalo. Don't. Buffalo is a type of cattle, and the female buffalo, for some unknown reason, is also called a buffalo.
Is subscribing to the magazine a good way to support you and the Test Kitchen crew?
Oh my God. Thank you for asking. 100%. Not only does it support us in the Test Kitchen, yeah, it keeps the magazine. The magazine is the life force. That's where it's like the primordial soup. Like, we need the magazine. And it's also a great Christmas gift because I think you can get right now on Bon Appetit an entire year for $10. I mean, $10? Like, if you buy I've been charged $6 for an almond latte. So for 2 of those, I could have a year of Bon Appetit. Definitely worth it. Yes, please. Please subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Egg person says hard egg.
Oh, hard egg. Okay, so sounds like a personality. She's a real hard egg. Is that a saying? A tough egg? Tough cookie?
I don't know.
Okay, so for a hard-boiled egg, bring a pot of water to a boil. You don't need to salt it or do anything. Have it at a boil. And then lower your egg into the boiling water. And it's going to rattle tat all over the place. I think like 9 minutes, 9 to 10. And then take it out and put it into an ice bath right away to stop the cooking. And that also makes it easier to peel.
Someone said smart egg and also hard-headed lol.
Ah, but tough cookie is a thing. Yeah.
She's a hard egg to crack. That's a good one.
That is a good one. Humpty Dumpty. Such a dumb egg.
Favorite pizza slice in New York?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I know you want me to say a specific place, but I can't because I just don't have it at the ready like that, but definitely pepperoni. Yeah. I also love black olives. Canned, not brined.
Wait, what?
What?
I think,
favorite slice?
What recipes of yours did BA reject?
I mean, so many stories that I've pitched have been rejected. I can't even think of them all. We just like keep pitching them again and again until they get done. One of the first stories that I actually got laughed at in a meeting with like 20 people in, I pitched a story about jerk, like jerk chicken, Jamaican jerk, but there's so much more. They do seafood and all kinds of stuff. And people laughed at me and said I just wanted to get a trip to Jamaica, which isn't not true, but also jerk is like one of the great culinary pedigreed things. I still think we should do that. I think I should go to Jamaica.
Are you coming to Naples anytime soon?
No plans to be in Naples. Might go to Rome in the spring though.
Hey, place you want to travel while we're here.
I want to go to Indonesia, and I want to go to Malaysia, and I want to go to...
So many Malaysians in the fans.
Oh, really? I would love to go to Malaysia and Indonesia, and I would love to go to... I've never been to Tokyo, Japan. So, yeah. So many places. Oh, I also really want to go to Portugal, and I want to go to Spain.
Not very many questions.
Yeah, guys. Questions?
Any way to see your interview with Chris Shepard?
No, those weren't recorded. Good guy, though.
Can we see Leo? No.
Why not?
Need to go to Birmingham, Alabama for
Okay.
its great food scene. It will surprise you.
I've been to Birmingham.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go.
How are you, Mom?
How am I? I feel okay, except for whatever I did to my back is really annoying me, and it's irritating.
Have you ever been to Texas?
Many times.
All caps.
I'm going to South by Southwest in whenever that is. March, I think. April? I'll be there for that.
What's the first recipe that people should cook when they get your book?
The first recipe people should cook when they get my book. I mean, the most popular recipe in my book is probably the pasta fagioli. The first recipe you should cook. I signed those already.
These are the ones you haven't signed.
Hold on, I'm looking at the book. Sorry for the delay. Well, if it's this time of year, make the pan roasted Romanesco. I think it was actually the first recipe I developed for the book. And it's like such an incredible, cool fall vegetable, but you can also use cauliflower. And I think it's a lot of the things that I try to teach in the book. Like, it has a really easy elemental technique and then very simple seasonings, but that you get a lot of payoff from. A lot of textures, and then it's really pretty.
Roz Music 5 says, who's your favorite sister-in-law?
Oh my God, Roz, that's not fair. Roz Music 5 is my sister-in-law. I don't know, is Leilani on this? Because if she's not, then it's you. Obvi.
If you could only eat one... No.
I signed this one already.
What? Take from this file!
I thought I did.
Can you please tell Claire I love her?
I will. I'll tell Claire. Everybody loves Claire, but she likes to hear it.
My boyfriend and I are on the hunt to find the best burger in New York. What's your recommendation?
Okay, I haven't had it yet. I mean, obviously, all the obvious ones, like Shake Shack, you're going to go. People are really talking about this burger at the Red Hook Tavern, which is a little bit of it's a little out of the way. It's not super easy to get there on mass transit or anything, but it's a different style burger. It's thicker. It's more like 6 or 8 ounces. And people say it's really good. Red Hook Tavern. I haven't been yet. Check it out.
Favorite rainy day meal?
Favorite rainy day meal? Well, like bread and butter for like 7 hours. And then I like soup on a rainy day. I like some kind of like sausage, lentil, greens, something like that. Parm, more bread, fried in olive oil. Delish.
Carbonara, pasta water or cream?
Never cream in carbonara. No. People add cream to carbonara because it's a creamy sauce, and adding cream makes it easier to build the emulsion in the pan with the cheese and the fat and the pasta starch and all that stuff. If you add a little bit of cream, it kind of makes that easier on you as a cook. But you don't want that and you don't need it, and it's not classic, and that's not what they would do in Italy. So go to bonappetit.com and look up, I think it's called like the creamiest carbonara, and it's a recipe that I reported from Barbara Lynch, who is a restaurateur from Boston, and she had really done her homework and made it easy for me because then I just interviewed her. She was the expert, and that's a good carbonara. We're almost at half an hour.
Favorite fruit?
Favorite fruit? Favorite fruit? Oh, what do they call it when we were in Costa Rica and I couldn't stop with them? The passion fruit.
Your phone's gonna die.
My phone's gonna die. Maybe that's when the live will be over, when my phone dies.
That's not a good... It's gonna be in like 5 minutes.
What? But we've been going for half an hour already.
The people want more. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Never. Ew. I mean, look, I say that and then people get really, really mad at me. I said a thing on Twitter the other day about how I thought caramelized onions were just like irrelevant, like literally irrelevant. And people got very mad, which I knew they would, so that was part of the fun.
Onions?
Caramelized onions. No, that's something you get in a restaurant and you put it on a burger. It's not worth it at home. Okay. Anyway, I said that and people were like, I'm like, if you like them, go for it. Same with green peppers. Not for me.
People want Carla merch.
Oh, they do? Well, I don't know if the
Carla merch.
Yeah, there you go. The ultimate Carla merch would be if you bought a pre-signed copy of Where Cooking Begins, or really any copy of Where Cooking Begins. The ones that I'm signing right now, you can buy through the link of my profile, or swipe up from my story, or go to Twitter. This is the ultimate. It took me 2 years to make this thing. And you'll have it forever until you drop it off at a book sale or put it on your stoop. Like, you don't want it anymore, and then somebody else can have it.
Where's the Cosmo merch?
Yeah, that Sour Patch Kid. I don't know. Maybe coming. I'm sure he'd love to send you some merch. The Warheads people are sending him some merch, which I think is hilarious and really nice. He doesn't know it yet. That's just gonna be a box that shows up. No, I think both parents were like, we don't need a box of candy. We just got rid of all the Halloween candy. But I don't know. It was really nice of them to offer.
Oh, someone wants a Cosmo and Carla cookbook.
Oh, okay. A lot of people want me to do back-to-back with Cosmo, which I think would be hilarious. It would be amazing.
What's your favorite cut of beef?
Short rib, because you can grill it, you can cook it fast, you can cook it slow, you can braise it, you can slow roast it. It's great in soups. It's great ground up for a burger. Short rib.
Who would you like to do a back-to-back segment with?
Didn't we answer this already?
Well, the people come and go.
The people do come and go. I would like to do a back-to-back with Harry Styles. I would like to do a back-to-back with Tilda Swinton. That would be bananas. I would like to do a back-to-back with Shaq. That would be fun. We have fun when it's a tall person and an athlete. That's it.
All right.
Who's the most famous person you could think of that I should do back-to-back with?
Like, the most famous person right now? I don't know.
Like Kim?
Sure.
Someone funny. I like people who are funny and can't cook. Those are the best back-to-back people.
Rosie, I'm not ignoring you. It's just, it's a...
Does she have a question? You can get Tilda? Okay. Get me Tilda.
Okay, Lady Gaga.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That would be good. Lady Gaga.
Oh, Anna Wintour.
That would be so stressful for me to do it with Anna. What should you never bring to a potluck? Tuna salad.
What? I'll go ham on some tuna salad.
Oh, Ariana Grande.
Someone said that before. I'm funny and I can't cook. Oh, this guy wants to be in one.
I know. Honestly, guys, people think that I have a lot to do with who we choose for back-to-backs. I have very little to do with the choice. Usually how it goes is somebody says, you're doing back-to-back with like so-and-so. And I'm like, great.
What should you bring to a potluck? Oh, Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, God, that would be terrifying. He did one. He did the very first one, but that was before I did them. Wait, what was that last thing? What should you bring to a potluck? Something that, like, there is usually not enough of, like a really great salad.
Okay.
And carrots for the person who's allergic.
Jonas Brothers? Favorite Italian restaurant? This guy's been asking.
Favorite Italian restaurant? Well, where? In my neighborhood, I love Romans. Great Italian restaurant. Romans. On DeKalb.
What comes to mind when you think of Australian cuisine?
Putting something on the Barbie. And Marmite. Those two things.
Cool. Zach Galifianakis.
He would be really terrifying. I think he would, like, mess with me. I don't mess with people that much, and I think Zach Galifianakis would be someone who would, like, mess with me. Okay, guys, we're going to do this for 3 more minutes.
Best soul food in the city.
I'm blanking on the name of this place. I got to come back to it. I can't remember. Shit.
Vegemite?
Vegemite. What did I say? Marmite. What's Marmite?
Oh no. Who would win in a BA test kitchen fight?
What kind? Like a physical fight?
Sure. Brad.
Brad has brawn, but Andy is like strong, and like sometimes those small guys can like get in and get low. Andy's like very buff. I think you guys have probably noticed. I think Andy could do some damage on Brad, kind of like the way the pack of hyenas surrounds like a really large animal and takes him out at the knees. I think it would be like that. And Brad's like a gentle giant. I think he would just be like, whoa, 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 depending on what time of day you get him at.
Andy would hurt me.
Oh, Leo, Brad. Brad's in here. Yeah, he would hurt you, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Other cookbook recommendations, if we have yours already. If you have Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, that is a great cookbook. Japanese Home Cooking is a great cookbook. Vegetarian Cooking for Everyone is 10% battery. That's why I got to call this thing in 2 more minutes. Everybody's saying hi to Brad. Wait, here's the thing. Remember how last year for April Fool's Day, we did the ASMR. So someone on Twitter said that for this year, for April Fool's, we should all have to like switch up and be in each other's shows. So like Andy should have to do Chris's, like, and like Molly should do It's Alive, and like Chris should do a back-to-back. And I don't know where that leaves me, but I'll do Molly Tries instead of Molly doing it. So wait, but Brad's maybe Brad already left, but I want to know which of the other people's shows Brad doing back-to-back would be hilarious because of the verbal instructions part.
Say trans rights.
Oh, say trans rights. Trans rights. Me later. Wait, did you guys watch Brad's It's Alive with Orville Peck? That was great, Brad. I watched it. Brad's like gone.
No, Brad's still here.
Oh, good. Brad would love to do a back-to-back. Brad, the Orville Peck was great. It made me really want to listen to his music. So that was really cool.
Most fruitiest fruit.
Most fruitiest fruit. Like in that juicy fruit kind of a way. I think a hood strawberry, when they're in season in Oregon, you don't get fruitier than that freaking strawberry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you like the Meme Appetit page?
I do. Those guys do a great job. Got to meet them a couple months ago, and really wholesome stuff. You know, we're not about like taking each other down. We're about building each other up.
Did Cosmo puke after the Airheads?
No,
the Warheads?
We went out that night, and that was the night. Remember, we met up with you, and he ate a cheeseburger. Ate it with bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
I could tell he did say the roof of his mouth felt like it had 1,000 tiny little cuts all over it. Because he ate 4 of those. That was terrible. I was afraid he was going to choke. Claire was drooling and like spitting. And Cosmo was just like pitting more and more.
Are butter potatoes the same as German butterballs?
Somebody else asked me the other day, and it's really hard to know. Sometimes certain packers or certain stores will like come up with their own way of labeling something. This happens a lot at the butcher counter too, like a cut of meat that's called one thing in one store is called something else. So I don't know if a butter potato is a German butterball. It's really hard to tell. The potato expert that we did our episode with, he could tell by looking at the spots and the color of the skin and like how russeted it was. He could tell. But I don't have that level of like potato pathology.
Hot dogs are tubed bologna. Bologna spelled wrong.
Yes. Is this a true or false? True.
Best spaghetti shape.
Spaghetti?
Favorite brand of clog. I'm just going to keep asking questions so you don't stop it.
Oh, but there's still 500 people enjoying. If my phone dies, it's over, I guess.
Plug in your phone.
Plug it in.
Turn it sideways and plug in your phone.
I can't. Then the image, is it, hold on. Is it, you guys need to tell me if it's upside down if I do this. Is it upside down for you guys? Oh yeah, Leo can see.
Yeah,
Is it upside down?
It's gonna be. I don't know yet.
Hold on. We're finding out if I'm upside down.
He meant pasta. He meant pasta.
How is it upside
Are
down?
hot dog sandwiches?
Okay, I plugged in, but now I have to hold the phone.
Oh wait, someone says it looks normal, but everyone else says no. And yes.
Maybe there's just different...
Yeah. Maybe
This
just hold.
chargers... There we go. Okay, we're in biz. All right, but really, like, it's going to get boring in a minute, right? What was the question? Spaghetti, best shape of pasta. Well, there's so many shapes. So you have your strands and your rods. Sorry to use that word. And then you have shapes and tubes. And then you have like textured shapes. So I don't think I can say best. I think I could tell you my favorite. I think my favorite shape of a long one, a strand, is thick spaghetti. My favorite twisted shape is fusilli, because I'm crazy like that. Must be the curls. And I like a really big rigatoni.
No, it's not boring. We're loving it. Fresh pasta worth it? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
I don't think that fresh pasta is that worth it. I think it's fun to make. I don't think you need to buy it. It's I like dried pasta.
What sauce should I make for shrimp pasta?
Make the shrimp scampi that Rick Martinez developed. It's BA's best shrimp scampi on bonappetit.com. I did the video for it, but it's Rick's recipe, and that makes a great pasta sauce. We had it the other night. I didn't, but Cosmo did.
Who has been the most fun person to do back-to-back with?
I think that I had the most fun the days. Shangela was incredible and so much fun to be around and such a great entertainer. And she was the exact combination of like, she's really funny and her energy was so great, but she couldn't cook at all. But I also had with the most recent one with DeAndre, what a guy. I mean, could talk about going from someone I had never heard of to someone who I absolutely adored. That was DeAndre. He was really fun.
What kind of music do you like to listen to when you're cooking?
Podcasts.
That's not music.
I know, but that's what I listened to. Yesterday I listened to, when I was developing recipes, I listened to Comedy Bang Bang, which is my favorite improv comedy podcast. And it really lifted me up.
Was there a recipe you wanted to put in your book but weren't able to fit in?
Yes, there was a recipe for a lentil and kale soup it just didn't look good the day we were taking the picture of it. It got a little bit messed up in the cooking of it, and it just looked like garbage. It really looked like terrible. And so I cut the recipe because I didn't want to run a recipe that didn't have a photo. Here's a question for you guys. When you're reading a cookbook that has photos of recipes, but then there's recipes that don't have photos, do you make those recipes or are they kind of wasted? Because in my first book, I have a photo of every single recipe. And some people don't think that that's necessary, but I do. And I'm curious what the actual experience, like on Bon Appetit, we would never publish a recipe that didn't have a photo because you eat with your eyes.
How do I get my girlfriend to like rapini?
Oh, well, I would cook it to death. So my very own husband, when we first met, he didn't like bitter greens either, didn't like the bitter vegetables. And he just hadn't had it cooked properly. So it was like really, really crunchy and bitter. So what I like to do with rapini, which is also AKA broccoli rabe, is blanch it in salted boiling water for a few minutes till it's tender, and then cook it with olive oil and garlic and salt and pepper and chili flake, maybe some anchovy unless she doesn't like that, for a really long time, like for an hour, covered, slow, and it will coax all that bitterness out, and it will be so sweet and so delicious. So I would try that. And then try it with like a pork product, because pork is the gateway to like making things taste. Oh, sorry, but we really do have to stop. 45 minutes. How are we doing on books? Can you double check that on that link that I sent you?
Sure.
So wrap up soon, guys. If you don't have a copy of my book, I've been signing books while chatting. And these books, you can pre-order these exact signed copies. And you can be like, maybe this is the one.
I don't know how you can see how many are left.
It said it. 200 available. Last time it was like you could see how many people had taken advantage of the thing. Oh, well.
Well, it's definitely not. Like,
I think there's still books available.
ask them to.
But I think I'm going to
something
sign. I think I got to sign off. Thank you for ordering. Some books in Canada carry Where Cooking Begins. And I hope to do more Instagram lives. I think they're really fun. I love answering questions. I love talking directly to you guys. And thank you for tuning in on a Saturday morning when you could be like exercising, going to the farmer's market, hanging out with your friends, drinking Bloody Marys. It's very exciting and super fun. I don't know. Signing off. Ciao for now.